guys, Aceface back with another video for you, and I'm wearing today my Star Wars t-shirt as it is May the 4th. Not sure when this video will go out, but happy Star Wars Day to everybody. Right, today what do I want to do? Well, I want to have a little bit of a rant. It's been building up, I've been putting it off, and now I need to just vent, and I'm going to vent to you guys. Now, in true positive style, it'll probably be one of the tamest rants that you're ever going to hear, but hopefully it's interesting to you. So what I want to talk to today, as you probably work out from the title, is I want to talk about Eldar, and the new Eldar codex, Craftworlds, and basically, has it broken the game? Has it broken our beloved game of 40k? Very, very interesting. So if you're not aware, the new Eldar Codex came out last week, and a lot of the units, a lot of the rules got better. Nothing really got more expensive points wise, and nothing really got nerfed. So quite incredible how that's happened to a codex that was already a tier 1, top of the tree, very, very powerful codex with a lot of really, really good stuff in it. So why that direction happened, I don't think anybody knows, including Eldar players. So what is really pissing me off about it? Right, so as I've just said, it was already a really powerful codex, and what they've done is they've taken a couple of the units in particular that were already really, really strong units, and they've made them ridiculously powerful. So the Wraith Knight, let's talk about the Wraith Knight first of all. And the Wraith Knight was one of the auto-include units in most competition lists. It was a solid unit that would soak up bullets. It could cause damage both from distance with its shooting, but also in close combat with its strength. So it was kind of a wicked all-round unit that would just, that even if it did nothing, it would soak up a lot of shots from the enemy. So it was a cool unit to have, and every tournament list, Eldar list, pretty much had one as a standard. People spammed them, which was quite effective as well, because again, they're just so hard to get rid of. Their Wraith cannons before on 6s caused instant death. They were strength 10, so you know, a really, really solid unit for a relatively good price for what it was. So what do they do with it? What do they do with this Wraith Knight that was already awesome? What do they do? Well, let's make him a gargantuous, monstrous creature. Not only that, let's give his weapons D ability, which is just all types of crazy and unneeded. So now you've got something that will butcher an Imperial Knight so easily at such little points in comparison. That just doesn't make sense. It's so illogical. It's just ridiculous. So you're going to have that, and because the way that 7th edition works, and there being no real restriction on anything, it just means it's not as if you can just have one. You kind of go, well, there's one awesome, fluffy Wraith Knight that's going to be hard to stop. But they're going to need loads of them, because particularly even making it a Lord of War, but then giving it something that unlocks it in a standard legal force org, even for a bound list, is just insane. Just doesn't make any sense. And being D, it just means that both in combat, if it has the D sword, it's going to be a beast. It's just going to beast Imperial Knights in combat. It's going to kill anything else. It's going to kill all monstrous creatures. Me as a Tyranid player, you know, Christ, we have very little to deal with it. Yeah, a Dimmacharon on the charge with a good roll will do it before it strikes back, but even then, if it doesn't, the Dimmacharon's dead in a turn, if it's got the D sword. So it's incredible, you know, why that's happened. I just do not understand. It does not make sense. Because it's a gargantuous monstrous creature, it now has stomp. It can now separate its shooting between multiple targets for the same amount of points. Insane. Right, okay, so let's just take that and put that to one side. Now the other massively crazy change was jet bikes. So jet bikes before, let's talk about jet bikes before, very cheap, awesomely fast, the fastest thing in the game, bar none, literally zip from one side of the board, objective secure, so they could come on from reserve, nip to the other side of the board, take the objective, late on in the game, you know, good cover save, decent armour save anyway. Really cool. You could put a Farseer or Warlocks in there, you know, make them even better. So what to do to something that's so good anyway? What will we do to it? I know what. Let's allow them all to take scatter lasers or shuriken cannons. That is insane. That is absolutely crazy. And the thing is, and I go back to the Wraith Knight, for friendly games this makes no difference at all. You know, it's great. Who cares? It doesn't matter, because when you're playing someone that you know, you can. It doesn't matter. You can have fun with it. So you don't play stupid crazy lists unless you're kind of preparing your friend for it, or even if you're playing someone you don't know and you're still playing kind of an off the cuff friendly game, you're not going to go to that extreme because you don't want to go and ruin someone's day. Generally, you don't want to play that way. But the thing is, for myself and for lots of other people out there who play in a competitive scene, a lot of these changes have just made these units so good that we're just going to see them all the time, and we've now got to plan just for playing these units and just to play these army lists, because they're going to be so all over the place that you're not going to be able to avoid them, and it stops you from taking a balanced list. So for me, I can beat both those types of lists, no problems. Don't worry, I'm not worried about the jet bikes, I'm not worried about Wraith Knights, I can deal with them. But the problem is, I've got to tailor to play against them, and ultimately if I tailor to one, I'm probably going to struggle against the other. So it just made things really difficult, because those jet bikes, going back to the jet bikes, just the sheer amount of shots, they can shoot almost any army off the board with the range and mobility that they've got. I mean, most people are not even going to be able to stand out a turn. At a strength 6 shot, you've got the ability to really deal with pain, unless they've got armour sort of 13 and 14 in their lists. They can table you first turn. They are that potent. It is just insane. So, you know, those two units are the game breakers. But on top of that, what they've also done is they've just made everything else really cool. And actually, I don't have a problem with that, because that's fine. The nice thing about the Eldar Codex and the positives is, from a friendly point of view, not from a competitive point of view, what a dream to be an Eldar player, because you could open that book and go, what do I want to take today? Because it's all good. It's all good, it's all fun, it's all fluffy, it all makes sense. It's great, fantastic. But then why ruin that by just putting in a couple of things that are so crazily powerful that they pretty much put everything else to shame? That is what really grates on me. I don't know why they have done it. It doesn't make sense. And just so I don't kind of miss out something, I know people go, oh, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I understand the serpents have been put a little bit more into line, and that will stop serpent spam, which is nice because everyone was getting a bit bored of it. So it's pretty cool that that's reduced down. But that hardly even scratches the surface of the power gain that they've got through other things. It's insane. So, do I think that it's broken the game? No, I'm the eternal optimist. I can still beat these armies anyway, and any of you guys can as well, be Tyranid players or whoever. They're not unbeatable. We just need to tailor for them if we're going against the utter cheese filth that's quite possible. So, from a now point of view, it's not broken. Where do I see things going? Well, the problem is right now. So if you're going to a competitive tournament tomorrow, you're probably not going to have a lot of fun, because a lot of these players that are going to play these types of lists will annihilate you unless you really home in and tailor to them. So at the moment, I don't think it's a nice time to be any other race or army potentially, because you're going to really find it tough at the moment. What I would say is, like anything, GW are not stupid. They have made this crazy powerful army, and they will break them as well, because they always do. I remember Grey Knights when they first came out in 5th, people thinking very similar. This is probably the biggest leap of power I've ever seen in the game, but it will only last a certain time, and don't be surprised if we start to see more D weapons crawling into the game. Don't be surprised if the next few codexes start to power leap as well, because there's no way that Eldar will be on this pedestal alone for too long. There's definitely armies out there will start to bridge the gap, and you'll start to see that balance returning. But I would say, in the meantime, it's a tough time to be a lot of other armies, and I also would say, particularly for my beloved Tyranids, it's very tough out there, very tough out there for us now. We really don't have the tools to cope with those lists particularly easily. Before I end this video, I want to just kind of give you a couple of little tips, and that would be, pack your barbed heraldule. Your barbed heraldule is going to be the one to go with, because your barbed heraldule is going to be the one that will deal with those Wraith Knights. And secondly, cover. We really need our cover. So your Malumthroats, Venomthroats are very important at the moment. They're my 2 little words of wisdom for you Tyranid players, particularly out there that are thinking, how the hell am I going to deal with that? They're your 2 tools at the moment. There's lots more out there. You can swarm them still. There's other things. We can still do it, but they're my 2 tips at the moment. And all the other races out there, don't worry, because as I said, the balance will return. It always does. And just enjoy the stick that you can give Eldar players at the moment, because yes, they're awesome, but they're also, you know, they're an auto win. So they've already won before you even turn up. So you can very much take that high ground, because if you win, you can laugh at them, because they've got the tools to absolutely play you under the table. You haven't. So when you beat them, you can really lord it high above, and that's the one thing that we've all got at the moment over them cheesy Eldar players. But yeah, so please, if you've got sort of ideas, comments, disagreements, then please post them below. I'd love to hear what you all say. I suspect I'll get a few negatives on this, because I know, you know, not everyone's going to agree on that, and it is a bit of a ranty video, but I've probably talked long enough. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like more of this type of video. But until the next one, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.